Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to Jason's General. Today we are reviewing our performance at the Arena Open Day 2. This is the first draft of the Arena Open. If you're unfamiliar, the second day of the Arena Open is broken up into two parts. You have Draft 1, which is a best of three best of three games, so a traditional draft, and then you play 4 games no matter your win or loss, your wins or your losses. You need to get 3 or 4 wins to get to day or draft 2, and at 3 wins you are allowed 1 loss, and at 4 wins you're allowed 2 losses. Anyway, we get to look at our footage from before. This is post draft footage, so I'm recording over the content. I'm recording audio over the content. And just because I wanted to maximize the amount I was able to focus in the actual draft. And, you know, it's actually not terrible to just go back and review some of your performance sometimes. It was interesting doing it for my draft yesterday, just reviewing the footage and seeing what I could have done differently or how I could have built the deck differently. And today we get to do the same thing. So here we go. Starting the draft, pack 1, pick 1, we see a few things. Ophiumancer is the obvious choice. Just really like this card. And I ended up taking a screenshot of this pack 1, pick 1 just to see kind of what might wheel. So went for the Ophiumancer ultimately because it's just the best card in the pack. And then I think I set a pick order where it was like my first pick would be Ophiumancer, my second pick would probably be Galvantic Discharge. Number 3, I think, would either be Horrific Assault or Glyph Elemental. I think that's pretty close. Glyph Elemental is very good. So I think I'd go Ophiumancer, Galvantic Discharge, and or Glyph Elemental pack 2 or pick 2. And then probably Horrific Assault would be number 4. And yeah, just a higher quality pack overall. I like Sentry. I think Dreadmask is decent. It's a decent 6-drop. Better, definitely overperformed. Okay, and now we go into pack 2. And I remember looking at this and thinking, okay, we get past a Static Prisoner, which is a very good card. However, Ophiumancer isn't necessarily an energy-based card. If you're in black, you're most likely not going to be playing with those synergies, those energy synergies. So I think ultimately I just opt for the Fanged Flames. But I think we could have stayed open and just take the Static Prisoner as well. But then it's a little awkward because we have the Static Prisoner and we're passing the Dog Umbra after also passing the Glyph. So I take the Fanged Flame here because we passed the Glyph and now we can pass the Static Prisoner. So we know the person to our left is most likely going to want to be in white, which means they're most likely going to pass back red and or black cards. And feeling pretty good about our picks now because we see a pick 3 Spawn Gang Commander. To me, just an obvious pick here. Yeah, really like this card. This card is very good in this format. So, mythic uncommon, really. In my eyes. Okay, this was a bit of a tough one. We have a couple options. Again, we're getting chipped some decent white cards, but the black and the red are definitely better. So it's between the Marauder, and we lean into the black-red, the Rakdos, or we just take the Gatekeeper and stay in red. And that's ultimately what I opted for because there's no guarantee that we're going to be black-red at this point. Like, we obviously want to play the Ophiumancer and we can splash it, but I also don't mind just trying to lean into red and see if we get past or if we get any other signals going in any other colors. But honestly, if I could go back, I think I might have taken the Marauder. I do really value the Gatekeeper. This card is like honestly phenomenal. Another very, very good common, but we end up. I mean, it's 2020. Hindsight is 2020, but we end up seeing another card that would really benefit from having a Marauder later. I guess I won't spoil that, but we do end up seeing something that would have been nice. Would have been nice with the Marauder. And yeah, so we get past a Pick 6 Fanged Flame, which I think is great. I think I remember contemplating the Witness here because I really do like Gruul in this format. So that I was taking a minute to decide here if I wanted to take the Fang Flame or the Witness, but I think I just opted to just stay in red and see, again, what if we get past anything, if we see any signals. Because I don't think Evolution Witness is necessarily a signal. It is a good card, but it's pretty easy to get passed over. Like, it's not like a game-ending card, but it's definitely a role player and very, very good. Yeah, this pack's pretty bad right here. I have found Izzet to be very overwhelming, or underwhelming, I should say. So I don't mind the Idol of False God, so I just take it. Works all right with the Gatekeeper and the Spawn Gang Commander as well. So figure, who knows if we end up. I think it's even better if you're in like Gruul or some sort of Eldrazi variant. But yeah. So there's an Ember Mage and a Scythe. Scythe, yeah. So Scythe is good. But it doesn't really feel like we're in an aggressive deck right now, so I don't take the Scythe. I go for the Ophiamancer. Or not the Ophiamancer, sorry, the Skoa. I actually do like the Skoa quite a bit as well. So I think that's totally fine. I guess there's like there's a chance that we could have taken like the draw spell there, but meh. Oh, is it Genitorium? Like maybe we could have been like, is it Energy? I just really don't like that archetype. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely. I was actually considering the Nightblade here because we knew we were going to be getting the Spawn Gangs, and the Idol is decent as well. It's possible that I should have taken and played it, but I ended up taking the Mob here instead. Maybe I should have taken the Flyer there. Oh, yeah, that's right. We get past, or we open, sorry, a Worm Coil. Worm Coil Larva. The rest of the pack is pretty medium. Conduit Goblin's decent. And Unfathomable Truth. As well as a Johnny Feel the Godshire. Fells the Godshire. So, yeah, I end up taking the Worm Coil, which I think is completely reasonable with the Ophiamancer. And it does kind of feel like there was a world where we could have entered Boros, but kind of hard to see, and like it was kind of hard to see at the time. I think someone passed us another Conduit Goblin, so maybe we could have had two. And we see a Conjurer, which is pretty sick with the Spawn Gang. We see a Kami. Spymaster Vault, is quite good. But so is Pyretic Rebirth. And we didn't have a lot of removal at this point. So I think I went for that one. I think it was questionable if that was the right decision. And yeah, here's the Nightmare here. That Thonian Nightmare that is the point when I realized that maybe I should have taken the Marauder. Nightmare plus Marauder is great, but there's no way you're gonna know that you'll be past the Nightmare. It doesn't really feel like it's great in our build, but we have a Theomancer and Gatekeeper, which are decent to get back. Another Nightblade. I wonder if I should have just played the Nightblades. I take the Infernal Capture here. Oh, I remember thinking like, oh yeah, combos. Infernal Capture plus Nightmare. Then we see a few more good white cards. Another Ajani Felds, the Godshire. I feel like having multiple of the Ajani Felds, the Godshire, are a bit awkward. And I also do feel like it's more of an aggressive spell. But what do? I take the Transmorgan, which does make sense with the Nightmare. Doesn't hurt to have one to just have some sack fodder. And then here comes a Altazor out of left field, just out of nowhere. But I do like Insight, especially when you have a bunch of Eldrazi. Eight creatures, 6 non-creatures at this point, so pretty well balanced. What do I go for here? I think I know what. Pretty sure I take the Warren Soul Trader here, which makes sense as well with the Infernal Captor. Victimize is also a solid card. Even better if we had taken the Connive land. I forget what it's called now off the top of my head, but yeah. And Transmorgant and a land in our colors, we go for that. Makes sense. Always good to have fixing. Don't want to undervalue fixing. And we also do want colorless lands for our spawn gang commander. Gravedigg is reasonable, I think. Another Skoa is pretty good. I like them more. I like the Skoas more in duplicates versus just having one. I think I was contemplating the Kami as well though, but I ended up opting for the Skoa because again I do like them in duplicates. That's probably the Never mind. Never mind what I was about to say. Take the rares there, the gems. Take the rare, Branching Evolution. And here we go, pack 3, pick 1. Not a lot going on for us. Had we gone down the white path, white cards, I guess if we were like white-red, we could have taken another Conduit Goblin. And we are light on 2 drops. I don't realize this until probably around now. And I'm like, oh no. And we get past a Nadu. Just a bunch of great cards in this pack. I'm a big fan of the Sylvan Scrykeeper. Obviously, Nadu is just phenomenal on its own. But yeah, Ghostfire Slice is a good top end finisher. Can end games just because it can target anything. So I opt for that. Although I think I was contemplating the Propagator Drone as well because that card is just A+. Love that uncommon, but Might as well just stay concrete, stay in our 2-color pile here. Oh, that's right. And we see the Spawn Gang Commander. Pack 3, pick 3. Just absolutely phenomenal. Look at the excitement. I'm circling it as I just realize what I got. Ooh, okay, yeah. This one was either Grace or Galvantic. But, yeah, because I do think Grace is good, but better if you're playing white and black. So we slam the discharge. And the card quality in these packs has just been bad. I take the Transmorgan because I realize that we don't have a lot of 2-drops, and I'm like, well, as long as we make it to the late game, we should be okay. I like Hydra quite a bit as well, but don't go for that, obviously. And this was an interesting pick. Grim Servant, okay, but I take that heralds the end, which is also a pretty good card. Not necessarily the deck for it. I think it's more of a Eldrazi, like Gruul or Simic build. I definitely think there was a world where we could have been like artifacts if we had taken more of the artifacts along the way. Definitely, I see that there was a lane for both artifacts. Not that I don't really value this Iron Eater very much, but there was a world for artifacts and or Boros. Look at that Conduit Goblin on the wheel. Boros is not necessarily where I want to be in this format, though. Aggro's okay, it's viable, it's like pretty decent. I do like the deck, but it can fall flat to just more mid-rangey and late game builds, such as Eldrazi. Like if Eldrazi curves out properly, then Boros Energy has no chance. And that pretty much wraps up the draft portion of day 2, draft 1. I think the main, like, our deck pretty much built itself, and so we had like one cut. And I did opt for cutting the Nightmare to start the draft. It is best of 3. Didn't really feel like we had a ton of synergy with the Nightmare, but maybe that was wrong. I think I bring in the It's Herald the End. It's Herald the End. So whether or not that was the right decision, I'm not sure, but that's what we went for. Yeah, because Nightmare does just do a lot better if you have like Marauder. It's so good with Marauder, but otherwise, I don't know. It's okay. It's pretty good as well, I guess, with the Infernal Capture, but that takes a lot of setup to get working. Anyway, let's move on to game 1. All right, yeah. So this is the final build with It's Herald in the end. And game 1 of our long Best of 3 experience going up against General Mao. Meow. Not General Mao. But yeah. Here we are. Game 1, match 1. Very, very good hand here. Slam pick. Or slam keep. Slap down our scattered landscape. I think just to be able to get our other mountain. Just so we can play our Skoa if needed, right? And not the optimal draw with the Victimize, but not bad having in the arsenal for later. Brittle Gate Gargoyle. Oh yeah, I'm about to have PTSD with this match. Alright, what do we do? Slam down the Molten Gatekeeper. Makes sense. They just start hitting away. Something about losing to this Gatekeeper really rubbed me the wrong way. So when someone drops 2, it's just not the vibe. And land, say go. After dropping the Warren Soul Trader here, pinging for 1. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they just slam a Kappa Cannoneer. This card is so good that it's literally in the vintage cube. So didn't really fancy seeing that, I have to say. But we do draw Ophiamancer, which is great. And say go. At this point, I'm feeling okay. Although Kappa Cannoneer can just become unblockable very, very frequently, and that's a very scary thing. Witch Enchanter. That's right. What do they hit? Oh, right. Our Molten Gatekeeper. That's fine. So we just sack that in response. Make a token. Make a treasure. What is Cannoneer? Is it also ward? I'm trying to remember now. Let me look it up. Ward 4. Oh my god, what a disgusting card. I think I just ignorantly attack and forget that Skoa can't actually hit the cannoneer. So if they had blocked our Soul Trader, we would have been screwed. It's really funny to see. Just did not clue in that I had ward. I didn't even really read the card. I was just like in fear, to be honest. Just afraid for my life. Such a nasty little combo. The Riddle Gatekeeper plus the Cannoneer. So now they can make it unblockable and get him for 6 lifelink at the same time. Oh yeah, and they hit this amped Raptor off the top. That's just not what you want to see. And we're in a really, really tough spot here at this point. Ghostfire Slice. They didn't play their amped Raptor. Oh, they didn't have a mountain, that's why. So it's a tough situation to be in because, yeah, as long as they play an artifact, we're just dead. I think I was doing the math on if I could kill them. It was kind of close. It was like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then if you play the Gatekeeper, 10, 11. And then you play this. Make a creature that's 12. And then 16. I could have done 16 damage to them if they didn't block. I suppose I also could have... Oh, maybe I could have won there. Because I could have... No. Wait. Hold on. Play the Gatekeeper. Victimize. Yeah, maybe. They were at 19. Swing for 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13. Ping for 1. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 if they didn't block, which they probably would have. They're at 19, so 13 plus 4, that's 7. I might have actually been able to kill them there, huh? As long as they didn't block the Gatekeeper. Because I could have sacked the Soul Warden. Sacked 2 creatures to the Soul Warden and then brought them back before Gatekeeper went to the graveyard. Or to exile, I should say. I might have actually had the game. That's unfortunate. I mean, they definitely would. No, they definitely would have blocked with their Witch Enchanter. At least one of the creatures. So we probably wouldn't have been able to win, but if they didn't block, we would have. I guess it was worth going like kind of kamikaze at that point. But that's alright. We pretty much just lost this one at this point, I would say. Oh, I suppose we could have like victimized, brought the Skoa back. Oh man, I think we did have lethal. In retrospect, we may have had lethal. OP just trying to figure out what to do. What to do. What do we do? Yada 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 yada. So you know what? I went back and I just had to check if we had lethal, and we had exactly lethal. Because even if they had blocked our Skoa at the time, we would have done, we would have done like just the perfect amount where we could have sacrificed the Skoa as long as they didn't block the Gatekeeper. I don't even think it mattered, to be honest. We could have sacked the Skoa and another creature to our warden, and then a Warren Soul Trader, and then brought it back with Victimize, and we would have gotten exactly lethal. Exactly 19, I just counted. So, hey, it's too bad we missed lethal. Anyway, looking at our sideboard, we don't really have one. We're just looking at what they have. We know they're blue-white energy. And yeah, just get into the next game here. General Meow. Alright, General Meow. Hand is looking pretty good. Definitely worth keeping. Drop down our land and we get our swamp. Why not just save both me and the opponent some time here. Crack our swamp right away. And we go Swampity Swamp. Cast our retrofitted Transmorgant. And I guess I play the landscape here just to get another mountain out of our deck, potentially. I don't know if I end up doing it, though. I don't know if I actually end up cracking it. Alright, opponent is it. Drops the Is It Genitorium. Remember when we passed that? I assume we're in the same pod, or at least they were in our draft pool. I don't know if it's actually potted up overall, but in for one, play our Gatekeeper now. And we're feeling pretty good. We got our Worm Coil on turn 5, and Paretic Rebirth if needed. Now they got Is It Genitorium and Unstable Amulet, which is scary. Genitorium. Is It Genitorium? Down they go with a nice little plains. Static Prison, our Gatekeeper. Yeah. What a shame. And they get a bunch of yeah, they literally got like all the cards we passed. Maybe we should have just been Jeskai energy. It's just not an archetype I've been very fond of. Actually gets around a rebirth really well too, huh? Because if they just killed it, we could have brought it back. But they didn't. In for one. Can't remember if I decide to play this or not. I guess not. I probably should have. I think I should have just played it. I didn't need to steal their unstable amulet or their genitorium, but I probably should have just played it. I guess I was thinking like steal, sack, use the superconductor to kill something. Anyway, we slap down the worm coil larva here. Say go. And of course they hit another very good card off the unstable amulet, the riddle. I remember this just being so frustrating to play against, just watching ourselves slowly lose. They opt to swing. Trying to remember if I block here. I think I did not block. Okay. I was gonna say I think I do, but guess not. Huh. Realizing I could have done a little bit of a tricky combo here, I think. Yeah, I should have Infernal captured, sacked the Transmorgant, stolen the Cyclops, and then killed the Cyclops on my side to kill theirs. I think that was probably the move. Definitely not an obvious play, but I think that would have made sense. Yeah, because now we just lose out on our Transmorgan anyway. Yeah, that was a silly decision. That was a silly decision for sure. Well, I guess they do kill our worm coil now. And we wouldn't have had the mana to bring back our larva, but we would have an Infernal capture. on the battlefield. And then bring the larva back next turn. I wonder if we should have done that. But we hit the Cyclops superconductor. And then they kill our lifelinker. No, they killed the death touch. All right. They're getting so much value off this. Look at that. This unstable amulet. So crazy. And again, we're facing down the barrel of 2 Riddle Gate Gargoyles here. Tune the narrative. I guess they're just searching for an island. Or a plains, I mean. Get in for 2. Gain some life. And we slap down our worm coil larva once again. Truly is a static prison here in this situation. And there we go. Double gargoyle yet again, and they have like infinite energy. And here comes down their cap cannoneer. That's just the cherry on top, isn't it? 6, 5, 10. Like, what do we even do at this point? Obviously, we swing with our larva. They're not going to block. Why would they? They have infinite life gain energy combo going on with the cannoneer on the top, so... I don't know, maybe we shouldn't have swung. Maybe we should have held up a blocker. There's obviously always the possibility that they don't play an artifact. But then again, how are we going to win the game if we don't apply pressure? So, hard to say. What a scary deck to be playing against. What a scary build. Oh yeah, and there you go. Proud Pack Rhino. Slam that down. Put a shield counter on Cannoneer. What are we going to do now? What could we possibly do now? We're facing down the barrel of sure death and defeat. And I think I've pretty much admitted it and accepted it at this point. So we needed to decide, are we taking 9? Are we blocking? Our 2-1's really not doing much. I think I do end up blocking the 5-5. I'd rather gain 2, so only lose 2. Then lose 9. Go to 15. It also gets rid of their shield counter, which could be helpful. And we slide in with our Transmorgant. And not the card we want to see. Land's definitely not going to help. I think at this point I've really just accepted defeat. Like, really, what can we do? Say go. I guess we decide not to attack, which does make sense. If they can't swing in with the Kappa Cannoneer for whatever reason, then that's good for us. Plus, we don't want to just allow them to swing in with their entire board here, right? They had 10 cards left in deck. Another Tune the Narrative. They literally got all the Tune the Narratives. This person really drafted well, because they just went into an archetype that no one really wants to be in. They probably like pack one, pick one Cannoneer. But yeah, we lose our Fanged Flames here, and like that's pretty much just gonna be game. What do we do about that? We're holding on to this Infernal Captor for dear life and just hoping that something happens. But we know nothing's there. We know it's over. Bam, 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 bam. 5, 10, 14 damage coming in. Don't sleep on the gargoyles. They are surely good. We take 11. Go to 2. And I guess I just try to filter out the lands out of my deck. I see another Transmorgant. Hit him with the GG and call it a game. So that's game 1. Defeated in the Arena Open Day 2. Draft number 1. All right, moving into game 2. Currently down a match, or down a game, I should say. And yeah, I don't know if there was a lot that we could have done differently in that game, to be honest. Couple situations where maybe the sequencing could have been a bit different, but their deck really just grinded us out like really, really badly. The problem with our deck is it doesn't have a lot of ways to generate like value in the longer games. So sadly, we fell short there. I think this hand was pretty good. Keep. The double red and not having the mountain is a little bit troublesome. It's also, yeah, we have 3 expensive cards here. But opponent milled to 6, so I think we were just hoping, like, our curve is definitely on the lower end, so I think we were just hoping to hit something, whether it's removal or this creature. Probably should have taken the landscape or played the landscape there. I don't know. I guess we wanted to like hold it up for spawn gain commander maybe, but at this point we kind of just need lands. And they got this Kudo King Among Bears combo going on. So that's a little bit scary. We're only hitting lands. And they're presenting 6 damage next turn, so that's definitely frustrating and scary. This is quite the board to be facing. Alright, they go all in. 6 damage. We're going to filter out our deck and get a mountain. Oh, they play a Nyxborn Hydra for 2. So now they have 10 damage on board. We're super scared. What do? We play Transmorgant. Okay. Definitely regretting our decisions now. We know turn 5 we're going to be playing out our larva and or yeah, we're just playing our larva. So what do? They swing, obviously. I think we just block the Kudo, because if we block the Repurposer, it makes another 2/2. And if we block the 2/2, they still have everything. It still gets like a little bit of a buff / nerf. But it does bring their Hydra down in value, like the power level. And it also makes their 2/2 just a 0/1. So we take 8. And their board is less threatening now, of course. Especially if we have a Wormcoil Larva. So we slam that down. Yep, definitely a scary place to be here. And then they hit us with the Abstruse. So that is no good. And I'm feeling super confident going into the second match here about my deck and this event so far. All right, here we go. Hand looks good. I have all their colors. Our opponent mulls to 6. All right. We decided not to crack, just to be able to generate colorless mana, and it ended up paying off. And I do think that was the right call. We got a little bit lucky, of course, but either way, we knew we were playing the Idol of False Gods, and then we knew we had a turn 3 play. Our opponent plays Eldrazi Repurposer and then passes the turn. And we get to play a Molten Gatekeeper and a retrofitted Transmorgan, and now we're doing 2 damage per turn. Our opponent plays a Strength of the Harvest on their 0/1. So we just block because they don't have trample. So we just block the 0/1. And yeah. I think we start mathing here. Start evaluating the combat math. Basically, we're seeing what happens if we just swing, if they block. That's a bit of a problem for us. We don't want them to block with the angel. They're also incentivized to. They have no reason to have the angel out. They don't have any kind of counters or anything to proliferate. So I believe we just hit the metastatic of angel with the Ghostfire Slice, swing him for 4, and then we make a 0/1. I'm not sure if we do it now or if we do it on upkeep, but if I recall correctly, that was the play we decided to do. We were contemplating just seeing if they would block, but it's pretty obvious that they would. I don't know why I did that now. Definitely not super necessary. Yeah, I don't think I should have done that at that point. Anyway, in for 4 more, so we bring them from 17 to 11. And we're contemplating, we're counting just the race as well. Like if they keep swinging, they swing 7, we block the 4 or 5, and then they get in for 3 or 4, so we go to 13. And then on the swing back, we're gonna deal quite a bit of damage again, and we have the Skoa in hand. So we're pretty close to just being able to kill them. I like that goose, that mother goose skin. It's pretty cool. We got our little Kaladesh ornithopter. Alright, so they end up swinging for 4, and we're just all good. Let's let the damage go through here. And then what do they do now? They go play a Trickster Elk. Okay. And la da 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 dee, la da 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 do. I think at this point we Don't think we should do this. I think we want to play the Soul Trader. Right. Then we have 3 more mana. Maybe we do want to play this, the Ember Mage. I don't know. I guess we want to get as much value out of the Molten Gatekeeper as possible. So we do want to hold up mana to be able to keep pinging for damage. And this way we're dealing 4 damage to them. So that's okay. Warren Soul Trader. First time playing with this card. Really cool. I also love the art. The art on that is very, very nice. Little goblin. Goblin with a knife. La 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 la. Dropping down the unicorn. All right. Interesting decision. Interesting decision. Boom, boom. They're going to mentor. I don't think we care about the 4, do we? So we just go... Oh, we can just make a spawn and double block, too. So ping for another 2. And then... Block, block. And then I think we sack to make some treasures. That would be the correct play. Cool. And then what happens? I think we just go... If we just go... Skoa, we win, right? Like... We can just go Skoa, make a... Skoa, sack the Skoa. Like, Skoa, hit them for 4. They deal 2. It deals 2 to them. They go to 1. We sack one of we sack the Ember Mage. And then have a treasure. And then we just make a idol. But we have to make sure we don't use our colorless land here. Look at us. Getting so much better at this. Success. We've done it. Pay the 4. Boom, 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 boom. Hit them for 4. Sack the Skoa. And we move on to game 3. Again, we don't really have much of a sideboard. We have the Nightmare, but I don't know if the Nightmare is really built for this deck. All right. Game number 3 of match number 2. This hand looks great. All our colors, obviously, other than colorless. We're on the draw. Opponent mulls to 6. Plays a land. We get in with our Transmorgant. And we swing for 1. Opponent does nothing on turn 2. Pass it back. We have insight if we want. Don't think we need to use it at this point, though. They just pass it back again. Phenomenal. Just what we want to see. Drop down our Soul Warden. Swing in with our Transmorgant. Might as well play this Soul Warden just in case they have removal. We don't want them to kill or our little Ophiomancer just yet. Hey, don't you dare. Don't you dare kill our Soul Trader here. I know he's thinking about it. I know he's thinking about it over there. Shuffling around his cards. Those fancy lands of his. Bam. Obtruse appropriation. All right. Land. In for 2. I wonder if we should have sacked our Transmorgant for a treasure. We could have played It's the Herald and Ophiomancer if we had done that. I think I was debating that too. I kind of regretted not, because even now we could have played Skoa. Like going into this next turn, we could have played Skoa. But not a bad draw with the Worm Coil there. Probably could have swung for 1. Okay, Temperamental Oozewag. We hit the land. And we play our Skoa. You know, I probably should have swung for 4 first. But I hit the Oozewag here. They make a treasure. And what to do? Swing in with the larvae. I should have just swung in with the 1/1 as well, honestly. I should have done a pre-combat though, because if they block with the Oozewag, then we could have killed their Soul Trader. It's that Herald is looking really bad now. Dreadmaw! Terrifying. Not a bad draw, though. I think I literally just swing the entire board here. Another missed opportunity. Could have swung with the snake. Bam, bam. And we get Ophiomancer back and kill their Dreadmaw. Arguably should have got the Skoa back. It is more of a defensive card. Hey. Yeah. Just reviewing the tournament and doing a voiceover because I didn't do any vocals. Okay. So I'm just talking over it now. They sacrifice the Dreadmaw, Dreadmask to the Soul Trader. And we drop the It's the Herald. I probably should have went for the Skoa there. It's more aggressive. But Ophiomancer is just so much value. Yeah, I think Skoa definitely would have been a better choice. La 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 la. Actually, they can't equip the Dread Mask. Make that a 9/9. It's kind of scary. And then it would get around the Skoa as well. But let's see. If we swung, get him for 4. Yeah. Still couldn't kill them if we swung everything. Oh, they go Nyx Bloom Hydra. Huh. Oh, what a good draw. What a good draw for us. I think realistically now we should just go all in. Doesn't really matter what dies. We can bring anything back. Yep, go all in. Swinging for 8. They're probably petrified on their side of the battlefield, honestly. I know I would be. All right. Sack the King Moto. We lose our It's the Herald. But not a huge deal when you can just victimize. Bringing back a Skoa and It's the Heralds. That heralds the end. All right. I mean, I think that's got to do it. That's ought to do it at this point. I don't know what the opponent could possibly muster together, but it does look like they think they have something. All right. Kudo. And they can bring Ooze and Hydra. Or no, just Ooze back? Yeah, just Ooze back. So I don't think that's going to do it. They have a few blockers, though. What a draw. I mean, obviously we're good to just go all in. Bam, bam, bam. In for 4. Wormquill goes back up to a 3-3. What is this? They got something. Do they? Do they? No. What could they have? Galvantic? No. Can't remember what they try to do here. Hello, sir. Oh, Gift of the Viper, right. And then we just rebirth. Grab our Skoa. Kill their Soul Trader. And we take match number 3 in game number 2. And we move on to match or game number 3. One win. We're looking at that day 2. Round 2, seeing that we still have the potential to get there as we move into game number 3 against Squid Apex Predator. Quite the name. Sand is reasonable. Just need to draw another mountain. But now we really need to draw another mountain. Crack our Seething Landscape, get ourselves a mountain. Not the land we want to see with the deceptive landscape, but hey, what are you going to do? Can't hit the mountains. Can't draw perfectly every time, you know what I mean? Serum Visionary. Land. Slap down our Molten Gatekeeper. La 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 la. They play a Pearl Ear Advisor. We still are not seeing our mountain. How frustrating is that? Oh, oh. Oh, the auto tapper. The auto tapper screwed us. Why didn't I just kill the Pearl Ear? I remember thinking that right after I did this turn. Why didn't I just kill this? Just to take to I didn't kill it to just like ping for 1 point of damage. Oh, ice machine. Oh, ice machine. All right. Yeah, so someone just walked into my room and I had to talk to them for a minute, but back in, and Ganku comes down. Pretty cool card. Never played against it before. Didn't really actually I should have read it. I have a really bad habit of not fully reading cards sometimes, and that's what I did here, sadly. But we're getting in for some damage. We are getting in for some damage. I definitely should have killed their Pearl. That was a bit silly. Don't know why I didn't block with the Gatekeeper. I guess I could have. Guess I just figured I was going to be shooting down the Serum Visionary anyway. I guess arguably I should have just shot them to face. Definitely think I could have played that turn differently. So far in this draft, just doing a lot of weird stuff. Main thing is I wish I killed that Pearl Ear so I didn't have to deal with it now. Definitely an annoying problem. But we do have another spawn gang commander, so we can't really cry about it. Can't really cry about the poor decision making because we are still ahead. Shield counter on Ganku. I probably would have put the shield counter on the Pearl Ear if I was the opponent. There's another bunch of guys. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. And we have enough to deal 2 to something. Yeah, so we wouldn't have to do this whole block and sacrifice thing if we had just killed the Pearl Ear when we had the chance, but that's alright. Again, can't cry. We're still ahead, so is what it is, I suppose. I remember I made a really I made some very weird decisions this game. Or this match, I should say. Definitely could have just let the... Okay, yeah. See, here's... What am I doing? I should have just been shooting them to face. This 1/1 is just not a threat. And then... Oh, yeah. And then I let the 3/4 hit the 0/1. Ugh. Foolishness. Oh my god, yeah. I actually butchered this game in so many ways. Literally scammed myself here. Another thing is, okay, yeah, so I didn't swing for the 8. I should have sacked one of my spawn gangs, hit them to face, and then swung in with the idol. I just didn't do that. I was really on like some, it was first thing in the morning. I didn't get enough sleep last night, so I'm just going to blame it on that. I was on some weird, move to combat. What is he doing? What is he doing? Oh yeah, now we're going to shoot to face? Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, just incredibly sloppy here. Just incredible. Ay, ay, ay. Opponent definitely just thinks we're stupid at this point. Made a bunch of stupid calls. Yeah, here's another bad one. We gave them like they got the opportunity to play this at Johnny when we could have just probably won. So, almost just gave away this game, to be honest. I don't know what we were doing. Just like mental mind games, I guess. Mental mind games. All right, we start making better decisions. Now we sack the false god, deal another 2. And do we block sack again now? I think we might. Oh, I guess we just realized we can like bring back the spawn gang with victimize. Although we actually wanted the one. Yeah, we wanted the Eldrazi. Like, oh my god, yeah, this was such a foolish game on our part. Man. It's frankly just, honestly, a little bit embarrassing watching this. I remember while playing just being like, oh, I screwed up, and I was trying to backpedal. But I was just, I do feel like the bad habits or the bad decisions, they sometimes just like steamroll. We can get back both our spawn gangs here though, can't we? I think that was just the call though. It's just to get back both the spawn gangs. Make a lifelink rat, sure. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. And now we're just like, oh god, we've actually given this away. But I think we draw land and everything ends up being okay here. We get hit for 3. Don't even need a land, I don't think. Just have it. Right? Gatekeeper. But we could have won a long time ago. So. Boom, 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 boom. Deal 4. Bang, 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 bang. Sack. Deal 2. And forget about this game. Pretend like it never happened. Leave that one in the past. Could have won that game tenfold over. All right. Well, not much for sideboarding opportunities. I think we do cut the heralds and we bring in the nightmare. We're like, let's just give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. We recognize that this could be a grindier game, so being able to bring back our Ophiomancer could be good against the Squid Apex Predator. Sweet name. Give it to them. Very cool name. Great hand. Great decent hand. We need our other mountain though. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Boom. We're good. We found it. Drop down Transmorgant number 2. A little bit suspicious. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's change the target on that, okay. Makes sense now. Kind of wishing on turn 2 I had just killed the unicorn. Looking back at it, I kind of wish, I kind of feel like that might have been the better play, but we block some of the damage there, okay. Don't know if that was necessary, but a little bit awkward. A little bit of an awkward situation here. Yeah, I think turn 2 I should have, instead of playing the other Transmorgan, I should have just killed their Nyxborn unicorn. 2 mana for 2 mana. Seems like a fair trade to me. Oh yeah, this is when the Essence Reliquary comes down. Ah, man. What do they do here? Oh yeah, they bounce a land. Play the land again. And so we're like sussed out. Like, what do they have? In retrospect, I probably should have just killed their auxiliary or something when they cast the Essence Reliquary. They Thraben Charm. I hit the auxiliary. It's like not terrible. Not a terrible thing to do. We also do have the Ophiumancer, right? And then now they're bouncing lands to get value. Play a Johnny. Kill our Transmorgant. So awkward for us. And then a Johnny plus Reliquary is just like what do we even do? So what we do is we bring back the Ophiumancer here, kill their unicorn. Now we have the Ophiumancer in hand. They get a cat, and then now they can just kill anything with power over 3, which is awkward. Very, very awkward. And they cast a Battle Wagon. So we are just facing down the barrel here now. Definitely a scary place to be. Our opponent's got Essence Reliquary combos up the wazoo, putting counters all over the place. Like, really, what are we supposed to do? That is the question. The question of the hour. Alright, so Spawn Gang makes some sense, I suppose. Probably should have blocked the damage first before I sacked. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't have probably. I definitely should have. But here we go. We'll take 3. Look at this now. Reliquary, Essence Reliquary with Visionary. And they put 2 cards on top. So they just bounce the Visionary, play the Visionary again, draw a card, scry, and then 2 on top again. So we are just, again, facing down the barrel of a really scary place to be. Yeah, I guess we hit the auxiliary, but not ideal. Not an ideal place to be. There goes our Skoa. We bounce a land and play it again. So what they're trying to do with that, I am not sure. But it can't be nice. Play Nightmare. I think we probably should have flashed in or brought in Transmorgant rather than play the Nightmare. And then we just get punished hard with the Thraben's Charm as well. So yeah, if we could go back, we definitely would have played Transmorgant. We're just gonna sack our spawn gang, okay. Knights. They bounce the a Johnny again. There's just not a lot that we can do with our current board state. Play Infernal Capture. Kill the Death Touch Snake and then I guess swing for 3. Probably just like, I mean definitely just like an unnecessary step. Shouldn't have done. But I could have taken their bespoke bandwagon and drawn a card, I believe. Can't remember exactly how much. Battle wagon. Let's see how much energy it costs. I realized after the fact that I could have done it. Cost 3, yeah, so I had just enough to draw. If I had taken the battle wagon, which would have been better than getting him for 3 damage that really didn't do anything for us. La-dee-da-dee-dee. So now they have a 4/5 Flying Vigilance with a shield counter on it. Not looking good for us. Not at all. Yeah, and they can just keep making shield counters with their guy. I guess if we had taken the battle wagon, we would have just drawn a land anyway, so maybe it didn't really matter. Maybe should have played the land here. But regardless of what we were doing, we were digging for answers. Take it in for 4. We bring back our Transmorgant. They just keep doing Reliquary Tower stuff. We sack, get rid of a land in our deck. Sack our landscape. Draw a landscape. Call it a day. And we'll go on to match 3 against the Apex Predator here. Okay, match 3, and we take the play. Pretty good starting hand. Play a land, play our Nightmare. Volatile Stormdrake. I think it's something that's definitely worth killing. Yep. I remember the bad decisions that we make. And I do not want to remember. I want to forget. I want to forget. This Electroza. I definitely undervalue this card. It's not bad. It seems like it's bad, but as long as you're making energy every turn, it's really not a bad card at all. And there comes the Essence Reliquary Tower. Not Reliquary Tower. Essence Reliquary Tower. Oh my god. Essence Reliquary down again. And kind of wishing we just played the Captor last turn. I don't know why I did that. Oh, I think I thought that I could just sacrifice the Electroza. I didn't realize that I need a target. Still just dumb. Not a great move, but... we don't have a lot going on anyway. We need our second mountain. They bounce a land. Play a land. Yikes. So they're just getting over the top here on us. Evasive. We hit the auxiliary. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. All right. They swing for 2. They can flash in their Electroza again. Man, we really need our second mountain. These colorless lands are just screwing us up. Okay, sacrifice and steal their 2/2. Maybe we should have just... taken their reliquary. Well, no, we were going to try to sack their 2/2, weren't we? Yeah. Sadly, their Thraben charm just completely screws it up for us. And they flash in this stupid Electroza. This is their little Electroza that could. Truly, they are the squid apex predators. Because this Electroza is just putting in the work on us here. And we just can't draw well. What is going on? Good game. Nothing we can do. We don't have the mountains. Didn't get the mountains. Lost to the Electroza. The apex squid predator. Sad. Sad day for us. Realizing that we were not making it to draft 2. Alright, decent starting hand for us here. With a mountain. We're able to get a mountain. Look at that troll, that phenomenal troll where we have 2 options for mountains here. But we don't get the mountain just yet. I think we probably end up trying to get it on this turn. My turn. Look, we get our mountain. We play it risky and it pays off. We even cast a gatekeeper into a potential galvanic discharge. There it is. Bam. I was thinking they were going to counter, but can't always assume there's skeletons in the closet now, can you? I remember seeing this chrysalis in the hits there and being so happy. Stupid chrysalis, get out of here. Get out of here, chrysalis. Okay, slam down our worm coil engine here. They're gonna draw 3. Make another Eldrazi. They got tons of blockers. Tons of value. Alright, opponent is trying to decide what to do. Oh, they petrify Meddler our worm coil larva. How about that? And we just slam down our spawn gang commander. I assume that was the right decision. Yeah, it seems fine. Maybe we were just supposed to play our Soul Trader here. And then threaten the Death Touch block with the larva. Like just by sacking. If we played the Soul Trader, we could sack the larva and then put a Death Toucher in front of the Meddler. They do nothing anyway, so. We play It's the Heralds, I guess. Into, I don't know. Oh yeah, we can just like toss the board at them with the Fang Flames. I mean, we're gonna be playing into open mana here, but we have options. We probably should have tapped down differently. We probably just No, I guess this is okay. Just swing the board. And then we can Fang Flame and or Ghost Slice. But it is into open mana, so maybe that was a bad choice. Alright, in for 2. And we attempt to kill their Meddler. Oof. They block us with Revitalizing Repast. Unfortunately. Alright, pass the turn. This was such a frustrating deck to play against because they just constantly had tons of cards and value. They were generating tons of value, drawing tons of cards. They had so many things to do. Look, they only have 15 cards left in their deck right now. And they cast an Altasaur, like... Scary times for us. Scary times. They got a 5/6, a 6/5, and a 1/2. They're just really thinking out that attack, though. We take the 5. All right. Lots of decisions to be made, lots of paths to take. And somehow we decide to just kill their Dryad. I don't even know why I did that. Oh, I guess just to get in with the larva here? I guess that's fine. I guess that's fine. But we didn't have to do this. I think we were just playing a little bit scared. Oh, we can kill their 6/5 though if we swing all. Okay. I think we should have sacked the 1/2 rather than play the slice. Oh yeah, they cast an amped raptor. What do they hit? I think they just... They hit nothing? What just happened? Maybe it was a... I don't even know. I actually don't know what they hit there. They obviously couldn't play it though. Alright, Soul Trader's coming down. And we say go. Quaddle. Now they just got a scary top end threat. Amped Raptor number 2. So now we see that our opponent just has an insane deck. Hit him with that nice. They deemed inferior, which is just brutal. Trying to figure out where they want to put it. They choose a Soul Warden, Soul Trader. We sack it. Hit another Spawn Gang Commander. Not bad. They're going to draw a discard. They're now at 9 cards in hand. So they've seen 31 cards. Their deck was truly insane. Just absolutely phenomenal. I imagine that they probably got to draft a number 2. Now they can swing in with their first striker. First strikers. I don't know why they don't. Do they not? They don't, yeah. They definitely should have. And we're just slow bleeding, slow demise here. Contemplating playing out our Molten Gatekeeper just for extra damage. But not super necessary. I think we end up just playing the Spawn Gang so we can hold up enough mana to be able to kill their Quaddle. Quaddle. Quaddle, quaddle, quaddle. thinking about it. We're thinking hard about this. But I think we know what the right call is. Right call is just the spawn gang commander. We're just trying to, I think at this point we're just trying to survive. As long as we can survive until the late game, or until they draw their entire hand, their entire deck, I mean, then we win, right? So I think we're just trying to play the long game here at this point. They are trying to make a decision. Running down the timer. We just skipped ahead a little bit. What do they do? They Myco spawn. Exiling one of our colorless lands. For some reason they don't choose the one that we have untapped. I guess they're just worried that we could just shoot like them to face with like a bunch of damage with the spawn gang commander. I guess that's their concern. But we sacrifice a 1/2, kill their quaddle so they can't get damage through. On that side, on that front. And just pass the turn here. No attacks. Viscerator's insight on we did it on our turn. I probably should have waited. Don't know why I did it on our turn. Infernal capture. Player gatekeeper. Infernal capture. All right. So we sacked that. We could have brought in our Transmorgan as well, and we probably should have to get that extra point of damage. But we can sack their Meddler to the Spawn Gang Commander here. So that's pretty solid. They block with the Dryad, which is what we were going to sack to kill anyway. So that's fine. Just trade with the Dryad here. End the turn. Unearth. Like I said, we could have brought in the Transmorgan, but we didn't. And they scoop it up. Looking at our sideboard, I think we do end up bringing in Nightmare, and then We've basically seen their whole deck. We know they have a Chrysalis. And yeah, we bring in our Nightmare here. And we're thinking about it. And we're going. We're up a game. Feeling pretty good. Up 1. Obviously, we're not getting to draft 2 today. But what are you going to do? Decide to mulligan this hand. This is also a very sketchy and questionable 6. We mulligan again. It just gets worse. So we just have a land or a handful of mountains against a deck like this, and we don't draw a swamp, so so far it's not looking great. Same thing, not looking great. Taking in for 1. Boop. Another Dryad. There's our swamp. We run out Ophiomancer. They sack a land. Make a snake. And yeah, what they do next is just so unbelievably brutal. On a Malta 5. What are we supposed to do? No shot. No chance. We're just dead. This is the worst way to lose right here. Yep. Say go. Na 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 na. Unfathomable truth. Here goes the value train yet again. They have 2 Dryads and a 0/1. They just drew 3 cards. So they have four mana now. We hit something that we can play, so that's reasonable, I guess. And say go. Oh, look at that. Just so much value. They've seen 10 more cards than us. Oh, the value train keeps chugging along. Right now they only have 6 mana showing. They play a land. So we were feeling pretty good. We were like, oh, they can't play anything. And then bam, comes down the land. So not loving that. At this point, like, we might as well just scoop. But we played it out, of course. At this level, this high level competition, might as well play it out. And they get some glimpse triggers. We finally hit our swamp. But we're pretty far behind at this point. We can start making treasures though. I guess that's pretty good. Play Nightmare. Start doing some Nightmare synergy stuff. Say go. Make a snake. Just draw more of their deck. Why not, right? Just keep drawing their deck. The whole deck. They have 12 cards left in the deck. We have 29. Okay, so we bottom the Warren. They're getting in with another Cascade trigger, hitting Petrifier. Tapping down our Death Toucher. It's not looking good, honestly. It's just not looking good. Oh yeah, we double block. We can bring back the Ophiomancer by sacking the snake. Bam. Bring that back. Bring back Ophiomancer. It's fine. Deal 1. Play a land. Play back our Nightmare. It's fine. And, I mean, arguably, maybe we were just supposed to hold back our mana for the Rebirth. Totally reasonable, I guess. Yep, there you go. They Galvantic Discharge our snake. Play a Raptor. Their deck just has a lot of value. Remember when we were seeing those Altasaurs just coming around? Guess who got them? This guy. Bam. Horrific Assault. And we just close it up. Over it. Let's move into match number 3. Alright, last game of the draft. Decent hand. Although, could have more playables for sure. Probably actually should have mulliganed this hand in retrospect. We're also going up against a tough deck. Okay, just filtering out the lands from our deck. We had a 5-drop, just what we wanted to see. Wondering where our removal is. There's Chrysalis, of course. Now we hit our 6-drop. Variations kicking us in the butt here. But I still think that hand was keepable. It's debatable if we should have just mulliganed it, but didn't seem too bad to me. Okay, Chrysalis into draw 3, sack 2 creatures into draw 3. They have a Dryad and another 0/1. They're going straight to Value Town here, of course. Straight to Value Town. As they should. And for 4. I played the Larva. I think that was a mistake. Should have played a Feomancer held up Insight. Because all it takes is just an exile effect and we're like in the dumpster. And we don't want to be in the dumpster. We definitely don't want to be in the dumpster. Oh yeah, they metal us. Oh man, Feomancer wouldn't have done anything either, would it? Because they would have just tapped down our 1/1. I'm ready for a nap. Honestly, this was a tragedy, wasn't it? Oh, I think it was a Feoman. I mean, this gives us blockers, so I can see the logic of this decision. But I don't know. Not ideal. I guess I did this so that next turn I have a mana to play Skoa Mage. And we make a 1/1. Guess this gives us like an equal amount of bodies and blockers. Had we gone just Feomancer held up Insight, we would have just had 2 blockers, so I guess this is fine. But all it takes is them killing the 1/1, and it's like a really bad spot to be. They play Altasaur, hit Deemed Inferior, that's right. That is right. This card really put in the work against us. Really shut down a lot of our plan. Shut down our Death Touch a lot. I mean, maybe this is another reason just to play Insight, or hold up Insight and just play Feomancer. Wait for the spawn gang. That way we could have sacrificed our Worm Coil in response. I don't know. Well, we can steal their Chrysalis here. We were pretty hasty to do this, but sack a snake. We take the Altasaur. Makes sense. Swing for 6. Actually, I remember feeling pretty good at this point. Draw 2, kind of turning things around. Play a land. We could play Fanged Flame, right? But we don't. Maybe we should have hit Dryad. Either way, they're going to Value Town here, right? Yet again, Value Town. Opponent's got 9 minutes left on the clock. At this point, I'm like, maybe we can win by time. Yada yada you. 8 minutes on the clock almost. Oh man. Altasaur again. Into value. Altasaur into draw 3. What do you even do in this situation? What do you even do? Night Dryad. Get a counter on their Chrysalis. They pass back to us. Gatekeeper and Skoa. Honestly, I think it was just worm coil larva. Oh, we go for the right. Okay, we go for the double spell. Kill their Ultrasaur, which kind of makes sense. We want to eliminate the trample. And that's all we saw was 2 Ultrasaurs. So we're like, I was definitely considering that they might not have very much left in their deck. Serum Visionary. They cast an Amped Raptor, get 2 energy, hit a Galvanic Discharge. Super problematic for us. Yeah, they hit our Death Toucher there. And then they Horrific Assault. Now we really wish we played our larva. We go for the double block. And we block the 4/4. Maybe we shouldn't have blocked the 4/4. Make that a 6/7. Oh yeah, we hadn't seen the utter significance before. We were just trying to deal with some of their power there. Anyway, we have the choice: Worm Coil and Fanged Flames, or Molten Gatekeeper and Fanged Flames. Obviously, we choose the larva. Oh, and then they get us with the invert polarity, which we also didn't see. Hilarious. So we hit him with that Oko cowboy nod and call it a day. Anyway, hey, if you liked watching that, please let me know in the comments. If it's your first time stopping by Jason's General, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. That'd be much appreciated. Obviously, we didn't get to the cash, but we did make it to a day 2, which is always fun. And our deck was good. I thought it was our day 2 deck. Our day 2 draft 1 deck ended up being quite a good deck. Unfortunately, we had some bad hands and did a couple things that maybe some questionable decisions that could have been changed looking back. But honestly, our opponent's decks were also just really good. The level of competition is super high, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But again, thanks a lot. Cheers. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.